Welcome to the exercises of chapter 18, which are on asymmetric information. We do 3 exercises in this clip, and the first clip is about exercise 18.1, which applies a moral hazard model to the relationship between a principal and an agent. And in the exercise, the principal is a plaintiff, and the agent, who has to provide the effort and decides on the effort level, is a lawyer. Then there's some further practice on moral hazard in exercise 4 in an insurance setting. So this exercise could have just as well been in chapter 7. And we end with a very simple model in a setting of common values auction in which we show the winner's curse. But first things first, we start with exercise 18.1. So in this exercise, a personal injury lawyer works as an agent for the injured plaintiff, and they go on trial, and the expected award of the trial is increasing in L, where L is the effort that the lawyer puts into the case. But effort is costly, so the lawyer dislikes putting in effort. We all dislike putting effort into things most of the times. And the disutility of effort to the lawyer is equal to L squared divided by 2. And then there are a number of questions that go into this relationship and see what is the tension between the incentive of the plaintiff and the lawyer, and how that gets resolved by different forms of contracts or not. In question A, the question is, okay, what is the lawyer's effort, his surplus and the plaintiff's surplus in equilibrium when the lawyer obtains the customary 1/3 contingency fee? So the lawyer gets 1/3 of the award if they win the case. And this award is equal to L. It's increasing in the effort that the lawyer provides. So this is the relationship. There's a plaintiff who is the principal, a personal injury lawyer who is the agent, and the disutility of effort to the lawyer is L squared divided by 2. Then the expected utility of the lawyer for this case where he gets the customary 1/3 contingency fee is 1/3 times the award, and the award is a function of the effort that he puts in, minus the disutility of effort L squared divided by 2. So what is the effort that the lawyer will put in? Now, once you have this expected utility function, it's easy, because this is the thing that the lawyer wants to optimize. So we take first order conditions with respect to L, and we arrive at 1/3 minus 2L divided by 2 should be equal to 0 in equilibrium. So the equilibrium effort level provided by the lawyer is 1/3. Now in this case, the expected utility of the lawyer is equal to, well, we plug in the 1/3 over here. So the expected utility of the lawyer is equal to 1/18. For the plaintiff, so the plaintiff expected utility when the lawyer puts in an effort of 1/3 is 2/3, because 1/3 of the award goes to the lawyer. So the plaintiff keeps 2/3 of the award, and the award is a function of the effort put in, while the equilibrium effort level is 1/3, so we plug in 1/3 over here, and we arrive at an expected utility for the principal of 2/9. And that completes exercise A. Then in exercise B, so this is the silly thing, so now we need to repeat it for a general contingency fee of C. So instead of the 1/3 that we had in A, we now have an unknown contingency fee of C. But apart from that, it's a similar problem. So the lawyer now maximizes expected utility. He gets a fraction C of the award, which still is increasing with the effort that he puts in. This utility of effort is also similar to before. And he takes first order conditions. So his optimal effort level is now equal to C. Would we plug in the value of 1/3 that we started out with in exercise A, then we again would see that the optimal effort level would be 1/3. In this case, the expected utility of the lawyer is equal to C minus c squared so here something is not going right, so we would have and let me correct it. Just one moment. So let's correct this on the spot. We should have, so now we can continue. So if we plug in the L is C over here, then we get C squared minus the cost of effort, so minus C squared over 2, and the expected payoff to the lawyer or expected utility is C squared over 2. For the plaintiff, it's 1 minus C, that's the part of the award that he keeps, times the expected award, which is equal to C as well. And that completes question B. Then finally question C. So what is the optimal contingency fee from the plaintiff's perspective, and compute associated surpluses for both the lawyer and the plaintiff. So now this is all the information that we had from question B. Now we zoom in on the plaintiff, and what is the optimal contingency fee C from his perspective? Well, we take the first order condition of this expected utility with respect to C, and we arrive at a simple equation that the optimal contingency fee is equal to 1/2. So it's not the 1/3 that we had in exercise A. So if we look at the expected payoff to the plaintiff when C is set equal to 1/2, we should arrive at a higher value than in question A. So let's do that. The expected utility of the plaintiff for C equal to 1/2 is 1 minus 1/2 times 1/2, so it's 1/3, 1/4, which is higher than the 1/8 that we had in question A. And for the lawyer, things are not as good, because the expected payoff to the lawyer is now equal to 1/8. And you get that by just plugging in the C value in the expression that we had before. And that completes exercise C. Then in D, we have a different situation. So what would be the optimal contingency fee from the plaintiff's perspective if the plaintiff could sell the case to the lawyer? So then the lawyer would pay a fee F, but also would get the entire award if the case would be won. And we need to compute this upfront payment and the associated surpluses from the lawyer and the plaintiff. And do they do better than in part C, or maybe one of the two? And then finally, why do you think selling cases in the way as proposed here is outlawed in many countries? Now, if the plaintiff sells the case to the lawyer, then the lawyer should be interested in buying the case. So we have a participation constraint, or a constraint that indicates for the maximum fee for which the lawyer is willing to buy the case. So the expected utility of the lawyer minus the fee paid to the plaintiff is equal to L, which is the award. And if the lawyer buys the case, the lawyer will keep the entire award. So, but still, the lawyer needs to make this effort. So there's a disutility of effort, which is the same as before. And the buyer or the lawyer needs to buy the case from the plaintiff at the fee F. So the F should be set such that this is not negative. Otherwise, it's not attractive for the lawyer to buy the case. And given that the lawyer has paid a fee F and now owns the case and receives the entire reward, what is the optimal effort that the lawyer puts in? Well, he now completely owns the case, so it's optimal for the lawyer to put in a high effort level and the effort level will be equal to 1. And the plaintiff knows this, that if he sells the case to the lawyer, then it is really in the interest of the lawyer to put in a high effort level, making the case a success and getting a high reward. So plugging in the value of 1 into the participation constraint, we get 1 minus 1/2 minus f should be at least equal to 0. So the optimal price or fee that the plaintiff can ask to the lawyer is identical to 1/2. And if the plaintiff does this and the lawyer will buy the case, then the surplus of the lawyer will be identical to 1 minus 1/2 minus 1/2 is equal to 0. So the lawyer will really be worse off than before. And the plaintiff will just sell the case and get a price for that, and he will get 1/2, which is better than the 1/4 that we had in question A. So the plaintiff clearly is better off in this case. And then finally, why it is outlawed in many countries. Now, for one thing, okay, this may maximize the joint surplus of the plaintiff and the lawyer. So together they get 0 plus 1/2. So the surplus to the lawyer and the plaintiff together is equal to 1/2, which is great. But in practice, people also take into account the social surplus. So, and for the defendant, this may be not a good thing. So we need to also include the surplus to the defendant in the court cost. And as we will see in the other reasons, the court cost may also go up, because the lawyer, because he now has such a big interest in the case, it may induce the lawyer to behave dishonestly, which is not really to the benefit of the defendant, and the lawyer should not take any means necessary to win cases. So we should also not give too high incentives. And then on the plaintiff side, there is a moral hazard issue, because once the plaintiff has sold the case and got a reward of 1/2 or the fee, the plaintiff has no interest in providing evidence to the lawyer. So that makes it also problematic for the lawyer to win the case. So not all the evidence may be brought to the table. So this may create, from a social perspective, the wrong incentives, and for that reason it's outlawed in many countries. And that concludes exercise 18.1.